Welcome to Get Your Popcorn Ready. It's your boy Hatch with T.O.
There it is. You know what it is. Every week, baby.
Every
Get your
week.
popcorn ready with your boy T.O. and Hatch. Yes, subscribe on the Himalaya app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We got our boy Stray coming up here today. Michael Strahan coming into the hole today, baby.
Well, you know, Michael Strahan, Hall of Famer, co-host of Strahan, Sarah and Kiki on Good Morning America. We're going to try to touch on a little bit of everything today.
Look, yeah, Stray got a whole bunch of stuff going on. He got
The host of the
Fox,
most.
right? He got Fox Sunday. He got Good Morning America, his production company. He also produces the $100,000 Pyramid.
In which I was on.
Which he was on.
Check it out. Me and my girl, Gail King. Yeah.
Yee!
Get your popcorn ready.
Hashtag GPR, get your popcorn ready. Here with Michael Strahan coming up.
That's what's up.
GPR, get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, I'm already eating my popcorn. Mine's ready.
Strahan in the house, T.O. in the house. GPR, get your popcorn ready, baby.
Know.
What's poppin' segment?
Get your popcorn ready with T.O. and Hatch. We got our guest in this piece, Super Bowl champ.
Shoot, TV star, that's what it is.
Yeah, you ain't lying. We got so many.
No,
you got so much stuff. We gotta go down a whole list.
You got 27 jobs, bro.
Right, exactly.
You're African American.
The
right?
host of the host of the most.
Look Jamaican over there, man. Look Jamaican.
Michael Strahan, the host of the most. Good Morning America, Super Bowl champ, Strahan, Kiki, and
Sarah, yeah.
Man,
Hey.
Pyramid.
Some reason they keep giving me jobs.
We did the pyramid.
Do the pyramid.
Yeah, we did the pyramid.
Hey, me and Gail got it. Boy, you already know.
Did you win? Did you win it?
Yeah,
You did
we
not.
won.
They don't win money. They try to help somebody else win money.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The people want a little money. They want a little money.
But me and Gail, we got down though.
Okay.
He and Gail King played against each other. This was good.
No, it was fun though. Me and Gail got down.
I can dig it. So how you like having all those jobs though?
I love it, man.
It keeps you busy, on the move.
No, you know what? Keeps me busy. I'm so busy, sometimes too busy it seems, but never out of control.
Yeah.
But it kind of like, everything's like a wave. Like football season now is tough because I got to do all the morning stuff in New York and I got to fly out here to LA every weekend. I get Saturday off and then Sunday I work all day at Fox and I fly right back and start all over again. But it's a great job. You guys know at one point, I'm just happy to have a job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're just trying to find a balance with all the moving pieces.
Yeah.
And parts.
So I've been able to kind of find a
Cause you got family,
like the sweet spot. Cause I got family, I got my kids, I got my family. It's crazy, but doing all these jobs allows me to take care of my kids and my family, and so I ain't complaining.
It's just like football. It's like it's a privilege, and it affords you the opportunity to take care of not only yourself but your family.
But also, and you guys know, football's hard.
This ain't hard. That's
it's
what
the hardest thing. Yeah.
This ain't hard.
I talk for a living.
So is this? So yeah, I like that we're on this topic. So what has the transition been like? Especially, we play sports or whatever. It's that structure. You know, you definitely had a coach. Y'all had to be here.
You ain't 5 minutes early, you're late.
Exactly. So you really know about structure. So how is that transition going from like almost military to
almost? That was worse than military.
now, so this right here affords you a little bit of freedom, but there's some structure.
You know what? The structure, but football in itself was structure, like working out. Like the discipline to work out. And for me, I like to work out a lot by myself. I didn't necessarily need a coach to motivate me and push me to work out. But the structure of doing all those things works well in TV because, I read all my notes. I know what I'm talking about, like the preparation to be able to remember things. Because how you in a game, they give you game plans and your route this or my rush is that. And then the same call, they get in the game and they're making that call. And they got to keep the call, but they got to change your route right in the middle of all the chaos that's going on. You got to be able to make adjustments. And you got to be thinking fast on your feet. You got to react. And TV's the same way. You got to make adjustments. You got to think fast on your feet. You got to be able to react. But instead of reacting, you react verbally. And it's easier because I'm not sore after a show.
You ain't lying. You ain't
nobody going, you suck, you this. Ain't nobody doing that.
So going to the bench is not like going to the trailer.
No.
You go to the trailer, you like, hey, I'm good, post it up.
No, you got people saying you suck. I'm at the TV sometimes. You suck, Michael Strahan.
Hey, the only way they can reach me is social media, and I don't even pay attention to it, so I don't realize when I suck.
You know what? We have a social media segment. It's called Social Status Segment. And it talks about what you've had as something negative, something positive on your social media.
That you react.
That you that you wanted to react to. You might not have, but there's got to be something.
Yeah, there was something. I reacted to it. I can't even bring it up now. I might get in trouble.
No, you got we gotta tell it.
No, I can't do it.
Is it that bad?
Who
you gonna get in trouble with?
It was with a network.
Right,
the network or your wife or your girl? Which one is it?
No, not my girl. It was somebody. I hate when somebody is, there and there. THE RE and THEIR. There. Sometimes you just
I'm still typing.
And then you got the grammar police.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so I grammatically, they corrected me, so I put it in a sentence the correct way, but it wasn't a nice sentence.
I like that. So you figured a way to respond.
So
really got that. You clap back at them.
I clap back.
Yeah.
Because you know what? How when you're on TV and you do this, the morning stuff, you do the entertainment stuff, and everybody thinks that's just you. Oh, this guy. Oh, he just.
I know him.
But at the same time, I did other stuff too. Like the sports business is a whole different thing. My mindset's a whole different thing. So I'm not a punk. I'm still a man.
Yeah.
And if you run up on me verbally or physically, I at that point in my life
go back to my football.
Reacted that way. And this was years ago, but I reacted that way. Because I'm like in the locker room. You gonna talk to me like that? I'm coming right back. We gonna do like that? Then
hey, that's what it is.
You gonna come hard, I'm go hard. You ain't gonna come, I don't go soft.
Right.
You're gonna come at me, then I'm flat out going, I'm gonna go at you and hopefully you can take it if you can. Great. If you can't, then I'm sorry. But I did have a situation like that. And that was like the last time I really clapped back.
Right.
Now I'm subtle. It's more smooth.
Right.
Little jab, or I just ignore it.
You pick your battles. That's what
or I just ignore it. Yeah, because
they don't know until you clap back.
Until you clap back.
Yeah, they don't.
But then
know.
you got somebody who's had no bearing in your life.
Anyway.
And no way. And you can get a million great comments. You get one bad comment, you're all upset.
Right.
And this is somebody who can't do what you do.
Want
to do what you do. Wish they can do what you do. And that helped me in football, too, with reporters and all that in New York. You're always constantly getting criticized and all that. And then one day I came to the realization, you can't do my job.
Ever.
But I can do your job.
Absolutely.
So why would I even let anything you say about me and tell me how to do my job even affect me? Because you can't do what I do, so how are you going to tell me how to do it? Right. And just the mindset of doing that helped me in football. It helps me now. And the social media stuff, I had to remove myself from a lot of it. I still have all the accounts, and I kind of have somebody who manages that stuff because I also don't want to be on that all day.
Yeah. It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, kind of like taking selfies and doing all that stuff.
So I be telling him, he be on his joint naked, having. I'm like, what are you
doing? He liked that though. He liked that.
Put your
to show the abs.
Put your abs away.
I'm gonna give the people what they want, man. That's what
they're calling for.
Yeah, that's what they want.
They're like, Teal, give us that
nakedness. And they say it's
give us the nakedness.
It's a little risque, you know what I mean? It's a little. It's not. I mean, it's borderline, but it's still PG. You know what I mean?
Put on a little shorts, oil up.
That's what I did. You see my Christmas last year?
I'm afraid to see it.
Yeah, don't look at it. Don't look at it.
I'll be blinded.
Let me tell you what happened last year. So I hooped with Tank and a lot of the NBA guys, and so it was around Christmas time. So I posted up maybe a week or two before Christmas. So those dudes, they follow me and stuff. And so when I posted it, everybody was tripping. The women was like, boom, boom. So obviously they get alerts, and so they went to my page, and they was like, T, come on, bro.
Come on, though.
Just give us a heads up next time.
Yeah. I don't want to go through my scroll and see this.
I'm like, come on, dog. Like, come on, bro. Just give me a heads up next time.
Where you
I went to like Hustler one time, and I bought some of those. It was like those. They were green and red. They were shaped, colored like a Christmas box, like a present. So they're real short.
You see what else? Don't go see this,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
For the love of God.
So how many crunches and push-ups you do before you take the picture?
No, I didn't do none.
Yes, he did.
I didn't
Yes,
do
you
none.
did.
No, that's natural. It was natural, and I ain't even really been lifting like that. I just maintain.
This guy right here. What are you talking about? He be in the bed with you and look. This is how we sleep right here.
But I wish we had back. What year was that when we played y'all in the playoffs?
Oh man,
I wish we had social media because I was gonna clap back at you because we went at it. Man. We went at it, and I was
used to go at it.
Hey, and I was going if we had it then, I was gonna pull up the clip. Cause they was
the 49ers, man. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. They ripped us off that game. That was pass interference
at the end, toward the end.
Oh, and they tackled the dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, but check this out. Prior to that, they was up 25.
They gave it away.
We started getting hurt, man.
They was up 25, and we started coming back. I had scored a touchdown. We were still down like about 20 something.
I pointed at the scoreboard on you. I
remember. He gonna point at the
like
scoreboard.
It was over, and it wasn't over.
What? But that's when my confidence was on sky high. Then they had Jason Sehorn right there. You almost look like Jason Sehorn. But this is I was so motivated because they was like, Jason Sehorn gonna shut you down. In my mind, you know me, I'm gonna keep. I said, bro, I ain't no white boy finna shut me down, bro. That's my mentality. Yeah. I didn't say that, but in my heart, man, I'm like, bro, that's crazy. I got my family watching. I got the people in the hood watching. They was like, Jason Sehorn, he was like.
He was the dude for
He was that guy. He was athletic as hell.
Yeah. But I wasn't finna do that, dog. We was national TV too. And then I heard they had Will Allen. I listened to some of the highlights. They said Will Allen, all of them. They was like, yo, we want T.O. We want T.O. They got him. They got him. First
Why he gonna bring him, man?
Hey,
I'm a guest. You're not supposed to get your guest on here and bring up some damn thing. Because I'm like, I'm pointing at the scoreboard, and every time somebody pulls it up, it makes me go.
Absolutely. Like, maybe I shouldn't have did that so soon.
But let's get back to you, by the way. Because I remember we playing the Cowboys, and like what T.O. liked to do, he liked to come out pregame. Like before the warm-up. Like I would go out before the team warms up on my own little warm-up. So he goes out there, and this cat, he got on tights, little cut-off shirt. He just flexing.
Why your voice changing, though?
Because that's what you look like.
Right. Trying to be sexy.
When he trying to be sexy, and he wants those DB. He want everybody to come out there and look at him because he go intimidate him because he's just so big.
Oh, that
so
rock up at 220.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, man.
No, you don't go put on a shirt. Stop playing.
But I ain't lying, though. I remember the first time I saw, I was like, I'm glad I ain't got to cover that fool. That's a big old dude.
I'm gonna stay on this edge. And go against these 320s out here.
Yeah, I was like, that's a wide receiver guy. Dumb.
Yeah. That's what he gonna do.
But damn, I pointed at that scoreboard. That will haunt me forever. That will haunt me forever. And every once in a while, it rolls around. Somebody brings it up. Makes me hot under the feet.
That's hilarious.
It makes me hot, man.
How long you been doing like in the TV New York stuff? Like what, 5-6 years now?
What, I've been at Fox for 12. I've been doing the other stuff, I want to say for 7. 7, 8 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
So which life, obviously, both has its perks.
Man. It's a difference. To be in sports is amazing. But once you go into stuff that is more mainstream, where the husband, the wife, the kids, the grandparents, everybody watches.
Oh yeah.
Your life is completely different.
Yeah, it's like when I did Dancing with the Stars. It's like a totally different demographic. I had like old ladies staring at me going up the escalator, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like,
they never knew you played football, probably.
Right. This was after I had done the show, so I'm like, why are they staring at me like that? And then it was like, and I saw some of them. I think, oh, the lady, she was telling her mom or whatever, she goes, he was on Dancing with the Stars. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But people don't realize, we get so boxed in that what we did and what we do is like, oh, this is the top, the pinnacle, whatever.
It's not,
right.
And I used to think the same way.
Right.
When I remember when I got the job at Live with Kelly, because I never thought I was going to get that job. I was on there guest host. I got lucky enough to guest host.
Like 20 times, right?
Yeah,
but the first time that I was I did that was I went on as a guest after the Super Bowl, and I wasn't a real guest. A real guest, they call you, you walk out there, you sit on the couch in the chair and they interview you. Me, they were doing that little host chat thing, and Regis and them say, oh, Michael Strahan here. And I walk out, I basically stand by the desk or sit by the desk or something. It wasn't really like a real interview guest type thing. And I always say they did it because Eli wasn't available. So,
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it though. So when I left, I was like, I told the producer, I said, hey, if Regis ever takes a vacation, need somebody to come fill in, I'd love to fill in, blah, blah, blah. A year later, they asked me, probably because they had nobody else to fill in.
Yep.
So I never thought I was going to get the job. And I think that they thought, we'd give him a shot. The athlete, he's a New York guy.
One
day.
Token black guy.
Yeah, and one day we'll just throw him in there. And then they kept asking me to come back. So but I never thought I'm going to get the job. Because every time you would see something, it would be everybody except for me going to get the job. Because this guy's been in TV forever. This guy's done it. This guy, he's entertaining. He's great. But, he doesn't have experience. He'll never get it, Now,
wasn't that your motto when you did the Best Damn Sports Show, right? Didn't you do that a whole bunch of times and just as a guest? And
I did the Best Damn Sports Show a lot. And then my last year or so, they actually hired me that I would go on every Monday after a game. And it was great because I learned so much there to help me on everything I do now. Like I would literally sit in a room, in a studio with just a camera in my face. And sometimes I have a monitor where I could see them. Most of the time I didn't. And I could just hear them. And I had to tell stories and be animated and use my face to have a conversation sometimes when I didn't have my words. And that's really what I do now, especially on the daytime stuff, when you're sitting there and you're doing these stories and somebody's telling a funny story or something, and just the look on your face. Because I don't want to interrupt you telling your story, but I want to let the people at home, I'm engaged. Right. So like that helped. When I did Brothers, the sitcom for a year, that was great because it was cool to like be in that whole acting environment, just see how the whole system worked and how the producing worked, I would go sit in the writing room with them and watch how the writers work, but just to learn the business. And then it taught me, okay, so there's some things I like, there's some things I don't like. I know I don't want to do this, and I know, like for me to think about going to auditions or sitting there and all that, it's not me.
It's a bit tedious.
It's just a bit tedious. And you're sitting there in the camera in your face and reading some lines and like, okay.
Thank you, we'll call you back.
I felt great about that. And you don't get the call back.
Right, I mean, just from, I'm just like a fan, watching Regis and Kelly, and then all of a sudden it's, Kelly and Michael. It's like, how did he get that job? Clearly, the Rooney Rule didn't apply to that. You just kind of.
But the crazy thing is, like, I would go in and I'm like, I ain't getting a job anyway. I can act a fool here.
Right.
So I would have no pressure. I would go in there and act a fool, and they told me I got the job when I ripped my pants off and did like a Magic Mike routine.
I think I saw this.
Because I'm like, I saw Channing Tatum was going to come on the next day, and I had like a few days in a row on the show, and I was like, oh, you know what? Just messing around. Yeah, in college, they called me the real Magic Mike. I should rip off my pants, and they're like, you'll do it? And I'm like, just throwing it out there. But I didn't know, man. I'm so green. I didn't know that they had a wardrobe department to make it. I'm like, no way they're going to make me do it, because they can't make pants to rip off.
Yes,
man, I came there, they had pants.
Magic for magic.
Magic pants for
But
magic
they said
money.
we knew he was willing to play at that point. Like, I was willing to do anything and just have fun. And so when I got that job, they said, hold on. Like, hold on, it's gonna get crazy. And they did not lie, man. It got crazy, and it's been crazy.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Right,
It's like, all of a sudden, everybody knows you. All of a sudden, all these different other opportunities have come along. And for me, it's not always, it's about, doing like football, do your best every time. I on the field, I explained to some guys today, and they're like, well, how was it? I said, you know what? When you're on the field, I looked at a guy and go, every play is me and you, win or lose. It's no draw. It's either you or me on this play. They ain't gonna turn on this film tomorrow and see me getting whipped.
Right.
Any play, I'm giving you the business every play because this may be my last, and you're gonna get the best I got. You're gonna respect me. We're not winning the game.
Right.
At the end of it, you're gonna walk away and respect me because,
exactly.
as you know, when you're out there in that field and you got a reputation and somebody heard about you, I don't want them to leave the game going, man, that cat wasn't nothing like that. What are y'all tripping on?
Word travel.
Yeah, word travel. I want you to walk away from that game and go, oh, I heard about him.
Oh, you're going to have to bring your lunch.
It was worse than I even
You're going to have to bring
thought.
your hard hat, your lunch box, strap, boots, everything.
But that's the same mentality, though, I take every day when I go do the other shows. Like, everything I got, and I'm tired sometimes, but in my head, I'm like, okay, I got an hour. Let's go. I got an hour. I got that.
Right.
I got that.
Because it's funny how it's like 20 years ago, or like 15, like we would all look up to like Magic Johnson as that crossover athlete into the business world. And now you're who everybody looks up to for the athlete crossover to the entertainment world. Like you're that dude, you know? So you have a lot of other players trying to get into the industry because what you're doing on all these shows and producing and TV stuff like that. So I just want to say congrats to that, man.
Thank you.
Like kudos for real. Like,
and I know I mentioned the Rooney Rule, and you touched on stuff about, guys being put in position and, guys that are not, they work themselves to a degree to get to a certain level. I know you watch a little bit of football on Fox or whatever. What do you think about the Rooney Rule?
I think what happened this year with them hiring coaches. I mean, what rule?
Ain't no rule.
Right,
I mean, it was. It was just disheartening. And I'm not mad because any coach got a job. God bless
because
them
in New York City,
New York,
they just hired.
You got Joe Judge. And I don't know. I've never met him. I'm sure I'll meet him
at some
really
point.
soon. I saw the press conference the other day. Sounds great. Passes all those tests, but still, you still got to coach a team and win.
Right.
But I guess they looked at it as the where he came from, his past, his pedigree with Saban, with Belichick, and all those things that he can kind of harness what he's learned. 38 years old, he can be a young coach for years for this team. I understand what the mindset is, and I probably think there's a little panic that set in too.
Absolutely.
When Rule went to Carolina, there was some panic set in.
Yep.
But when it came to the Rooney Rule, with all these teams, and not just my Giants.
Yeah, that's not the Giants.
It's like
across league wide.
You have Bieniemy, you have a lot of other coaches who who are coordinators.
And
one step below head coach.
Right.
You ain't get a sniff.
They ain't call him one time.
You don't get a call. You don't get a sniff. You don't get anything. But you'll go to a team and you'll take a coach who was a special teams coach or who was
quality control,
who in every 1 year, in the NFL. And we all know being a college coach is different from being an NFL coach.
No doubt.
It's a totally different mindset because you're dealing with guys who are making millions of dollars.
Right.
And it's a lot different than dealing with a kid who's out there on a 4-year or whatever scholarship, playing for a scholarship.
Yep.
And it's a different thing. And not saying that I wish them all success, but to me, I was disheartened because you had a lot of guys who were coordinators one step below being a head coach who didn't even get a sniff at an opportunity. And they can say he didn't interview well, he didn't do this. That's fine.
But bring him in.
At least give him Let him get experience interviewing.
Right.
So maybe the next time he knows that interview better.
Yeah.
But you can't have a rule like this and then have these openings. Somebody said, there are only 5 jobs that opened up. It's like,
we only want one of them.
Look, who are the best 5 qualified guys?
So just think about 15, 20 years ago. Because I know I played with some great receiver coaches, African-American coaches at that, from Larry Kirksey, George Stewart, Ray Sherman, David Culley.
Oh, yeah.
Just think 20 years ago, there's no way they would even think that they would get an opportunity to be a head coach.
No.
As a receiver coach, just to make that leap
Yeah.
And now it's just like
we gonna take a receiver.
Well, before at one point there was no way that anybody thought they were gonna get a head coaching job. Period. I don't care what coach you were.
Right.
Think about it. You were never gonna get past a certain level. Art Shell came through with the Raiders and had some success there, and kind of Tony Dungy, all these guys showed what you can do, but it's still disproportionate with the percentage of minority players in the league. And to the coaching situation is disproportionate.
Yeah.
So at some point, it's gonna change. I don't think it's inevitable that it's gonna change, but it's gonna take, to me, some owner to owners to do that.
Yep.
To take a chance.
But that's where the problem lies too, is that there are no African American owners.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
You know
and they have to vote you in too, so it ain't like they're just gonna let any African American.
Right. And I know a few years ago, I think that was Puffy and somebody was they were trying
to do Carolina.
Kind of thing.
But at the end of the day, the big checkbook wins.
Absolutely.
So they weren't gonna outbid Tepper. Just weren't gonna outbid him. He's the richest owner in NFL right now. So he had the checkbook to do whatever the heck he wanted and buy the team, and he qualified because he was a partial owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers at some point. So he was already in the system, let's say. He was already in the system of the NFL. But I think at some point, and I feel like some point soon, there will be a team that is majority owned by a minority, because economically there are minorities now who have the money to do it and who can put the group together to do it. And I think it's just a hot topic issue that you have got to want to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, when you've reached that billionaire status, really nothing you can't do. But if you can become a minority owner in the NFL, then a black owner, you'll be the first.
Absolutely.
Now, there's a lot of stuff you can do with billions, but how many times can you ever be first at something like that?
Not in today's world.
And not in today's world. So, and it's in the boys' club too, So these guys want to get in, and I think eventually, pretty soon, somebody will.
So if the Giants called you, right, to be the head coach, would you leave the entertainment?
Would you?
I was just saying, because it could be kind of a popularity contest now. They're like, yo, you own New York.
Man. First of all.
So you ain't getting back in that
First of all, they work too hard for me.
Right.
The coaches work too hard.
18, 20-hour days.
But you know the structure of it. All you gotta do is put, like you said, put the people in place to do what they do.
See, I said, first of all, you can let me finish the rest.
First of all,
they work too hard, man. The hours are crazy. Secondly, dealing with guys, I just think my mentality and how I came up as a player and how coaching was, these guys couldn't handle that.
Right.
Because I'm not going to be soft with you.
Right.
I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not going to tell you, son, it's okay you did that. No, it's not okay. That's not me.
Right.
And third, the check ain't big enough to make me go back. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's just not.
Yeah. 30.
So there, you couldn't know. No, I don't want that pressure anymore, man. I don't want the pressure picking up the paper every day. And
your job's on the line every day.
Every day is not good, and every day there's a problem. I want none of that.
You've been there. Man.
I've been there. I've
done that.
Dude, I'm so happy when I wake up and I'm going, I report the news, but I ain't going to be the news.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
that's what's up.
You heard it. You heard it from Stray, baby, on GPR. Get your popcorn ready. Michael Strahan in the building.
That's right, man.
I appreciate you coming out.
Am I done?
I'm done, dog.
What?
Yeah, man.
Come on, man. What the hell you got on this
Well,
sheet?
shoot, let's do some more. I mean, we got a whole bunch. We got social status. So the one social
new
status.
edition.
So, yeah. So, you remember, because they got on you, right?
What did I do?
So, the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, and they did the dance. I said, oh, that's NSYNC.
Everybody thought, well, you said NSYNC and all. And Black Twitter went off saying, how you not know that's not New Edition? Now, you know the New Edition steps, right?
Yeah, I know New Edition.
Show us, what's the New Edition? Can you show us the New Edition steps?
When you got 12 jobs and they both start with, an N, you make a mistake. And New Edition, NSYNC. I know them all. Black Twitter, leave me alone, man.
You're human.
Okay.
You're human.
You're human. You make mistakes. But that's the great thing about live TV. I don't want to be perfect. If I want to be perfect, I'd have got my teeth fixed a long time ago. I don't want to be perfect. The world is imperfect. I'm imperfect.
Absolutely.
Anybody tries to be perfect, to me, it's not real. Like when I see somebody trying to act, and I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, we got enough flaws.
Be real. Be real. I don't need that stuff. Yeah, Black Twitter, apologize. I'm sorry. New edition in sync. All right. So TD said, okay, whatever, man, okay. You gonna teach me to dance? I saw that. They try to teach me to dance. Go ahead, give me the dance.
You was gonna see if
you
know the dance.
You get him show me the dance, man.
Well, he swore down. He know that's his thing.
Poison is my thing.
Oh yeah, poison.
Oh no, I did that lip sync battle, man. And Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah,
it came out. Yeah, I did it with him, man.
That girl is poison.
That's
girl,
his thing.
I must warn you. I sense something strange in my mind. Hey, situation is
serious.
Let's cure it 'cause we're running out of time. It's all so beautiful. Relationships, they seem from a start. So deadly when love is not together from the heart. Check it out. It's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Miss her, kiss her, love her. I want you dead. That girl is
All I gotta say is this, man. If you were in the group, dog. If you were in the group,
I need to be the 8th
they
member.
would have been like, just dance. Don't open your mouth. Lip sync. Don't let a word come out your mouth.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all put the real version over my voice.
You need to go masked singer.
I'll be the mask.
You need to go masked singer.
Will you do the mask singing?
They didn't ask me. I've thought about it. I don't know.
He don't need a mask. Look at his face. Look at my man's face. That is a mask.
Let me tell you something, boy. I go on there, boy.
I think they guess you quick, though.
You think so?
I think they guess you pretty quick.
The uniform would have to be big.
Would you do it?
Yeah, I would do it. I'd rock it.
Because, Bradshaw did it. Terry Bradshaw did it. He said he was hot in that thing, man. He said that thing was heavy and hot.
Because it's a 25, 50-pound thing over you.
Yeah. But I'm surprised, though. Like, T-Pain won. I was like, dang, okay. A lot of people who have seen
Antonio Brown,
who I've seen it in it, I'm like, whoa. Wow, I had no idea some of these people could sing.
Facts.
But I'm wondering, are they really singing? Or are they just playing music and they
Milli Vanilli in it?
Yeah. I'm like, you can't sing with all that on, man. And
no. It's a pre-recorded thing.
You know for sure?
I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing.
You sure saying that like you know for sure.
I mean, I got a lot of information up there, but do you know how they found the show?
No. So, it's an Asian show. The guy's daughter saw it over in another country, over in Asia.
Peanuts.
And brought it back over here, and now they making, it's a $20 million episode TV show. An episode?
It's close. It's big.
It is a big.
It's big.
Big production.
Of all these reality shows, which one you think you'd be best at?
The reality shows?
Yeah, because you got like Big Brother, you got even like The Bachelor.
Shark Tank.
What you gonna say?
Shark Tank.
Are you gonna be a shark?
Yeah, I can pick some good deals. Absolutely. Why are you looking at
Don't
me
ever give a man your money who says I can pick good deals.
No, I'm not like that. But if I was one of the sharks on the panel, and when
you
they
think
come
you can pick a spot a good deal?
Absolutely, because again, you invest in the person, not the project.
Who told you that?
You did.
You've been listening to me.
You told me that.
I did?
You told me that when we did something in Orange County about 15 years ago.
Wow.
Because it wasn't about the project. He's like, Hatch, it's about the person.
It is. It's true.
There it is.
It's true. I learned something from Shark Tank. Mark Cuban said, never invest in a tech company with somebody who's not a techie. That makes sense too. Think about that.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to do nothing, how you gonna do it? You gonna just tell other people to do it?
Yeah.
Well, I think you should do The Bachelor, man.
Dude, we've already tried. This is when I was doing my reality show, and people started chiming in. It was like, man, and they wanted my show to be a dating show, but it ended up just being like the day in the life because of the girls that I was dating on the show. But it wasn't that type of show. But then some people started asking, like, man, why don't you do The Bachelor? So I had people from my team reach out to ABC and all those guys. But for whatever reason, they're not receptive to her.
And they did an African American.
Rooney Rule, man.
Rooney Rule.
Exactly.
We need a Rooney Rule on The Bachelor. What's up?
No, you had the one black female.
The
Like,
Bachelorette.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Rachel Lindsay,
Right.
who's a great girl, actually works. She does a show on ESPN now.
Oh, I
That's
didn't know
why I
that.
talk sports. She's cool, man. She's a smart lawyer from Dallas.
But why do you think? Yeah, why won't they have a black guy on?
Black guy.
Everybody thought
I'm not the greatest candidate, but I'm sure I'm a viable candidate. But
No, they would definitely pick me before you, though.
Well,
why?
For sure. Absolutely. As The
No.
Bachelor?
No.
Yeah, they would want me. Yeah, I'm
First
more.
of all, you're not even entertaining. First of all,
Wow.
you're not even
Wow.
entertaining. Just from the entertainment value, that's why they would want me. Just from that alone.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Wow.
Now, I know
I'm
he
gonna
asked-
let him think that. I'm gonna let him think
for
that.
real?
I'm not worried about this
you
dude, man.
serious?
This guy. They don't want you. They want me.
Why?
You know why. You know why.
Why you trying to go sexy at the camera, dog? You know why. You know when somebody repeats something twice? You know why.
No,
You
we
know
don't
why.
know why. Won't you tell them why?
No, but yeah, I think they need the Rooney Rule, that Bachelor. That'd be hot.
Well, they had to do this year. Only reason I know because I got to cover it for work.
Okay.
Do Big Mike, a brother. They thought that he was going to get a chance at it this year, but they
But
went
no.
with Pilot Pete.
No, I've heard about that guy.
Yeah,
right,
went
all
with
that.
Pilot Pete, man.
For
So-
The Bachelor?
Mhm.
Well, you got. Won't you suggest? Won't you say, yo?
The T.O. should
Yeah.
be it.
I mean, you got, bro.
Yeah, I
Dog,
think-
you got power now, dog. Don't
don't
dog,
have that
You
kind
know
of
what? You know what?
Mike,
But,
I ain't got that kind of
No,
No,
power.
you
Mike,
know
come
what?
on, Mike,
You know
That
what?
had
You
nothing
know-
to do with me, that
First-
show.
Oh,
Mike,
no, I got one better. T.
you can move the
I got
needle.
one better. I got one better.
What's that?
You can produce your own Bachelor because he has a production company. Go ahead and
Yeah, you
produce
could.
your
You
own.
What we going to call it, Bachelor?
Let's
That'll
do
work.
it.
Trust me, they'll-
The Black
Blackachelor.
Bachelor?
Blackachelor.
Hey, hey, you'll get
Yeah.
some people to watch it.
Yeah. For
That's,
sure.
Nobody thought The Bachelor would kick off like it did.
I sure did.
Yeah, I
I've
do.
been running for 20
That's what I'm
years.
saying.
It is
so
amazing.
I don't
It is
get it.
amazing how these shows have taken over.
I
but
don't get it.
somebody said the other day
But I'm
that these shows like the new soap operas.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm tired of crying, dog. I ain't no good crier. Too.
You a great cry. You cry all the time. What are you talking
I know I'll
about?
be getting emotionally
But you're sensitive,
attached
man.
and involved. Yeah, emotions on my sleeve.
That's what they need, though.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
that's
I'm
good
telling-
TV.
what I'm saying. I know I will be a great candidate.
Can you
right.
cry?
Him?
I can cry, but I ain't just gonna be a punk like he be doing. He just cry. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? I ain't in the top 100. Yeah. You know what
Did
I'm
that bother
saying?
you that much?
Oh
No,
yeah.
no,
He
no.
called me crying. Straight, he called me crying.
Stop it, stop
He didn't call me crying,
No,
but
but I feel like it's just disrespectful. Like I get where you're saying. You're like it's disrespectful to the Hall, Canton.
It's been disrespectful
Justin,
to so many players.
Right, exactly.
You know.
That's what, like I said, that's how I felt because like me, I know what I did to get to the league. Like I said, I'm like you. I never thought I would play beyond the collegiate level, and so for me to achieve everything that I have, then I want to be rightfully recognized for my accomplishments. That's what motivated me to play college, high school and college, because I was sitting on the bench, didn't get to play in high school. And then when I went to college, I saw the guys that were faster, bigger, faster, and stronger than I was. I really didn't get to play. So I was like, man, I always was sitting on the side like, man, I want to be one of those guys that are making the touchdowns, you know, making people get out their seats, you know what I mean? That's how I started get your popcorn ready. That was like that's what inspired me. Like, cause I sat there, junior high, high school, college, I wasn't that guy. So I always had to witness everybody else.
Having success.
Yeah.
Getting a chance.
Yeah, exactly. So
What
that,
round were you drafted in?
like third, 89th pick.
Wow.
Like
you was
two
second,
picks
right?
from
Second round.
two picks from the fourth
Yeah,
round.
I was the second 40th pick.
Second.
But you
I
know,
was
but
second.
it's kind of, you know how it is when you come out of small colleges. Like,
Black college.
well,
right.
you know
Already.
the competition. We don't know about the competition play against.
Yeah.
Right,
And
that's
we-
how it was when I was at
Yeah.
Tennessee Chattanooga. I didn't face a lot of
Yeah.
the Division
Miami,
I caliber
Florida
type
State,
competition.
But
So
I can name damn near every guy D lineman drafted in front of me too.
Oh, I
me
can
too.
too.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
96 was considered like the receiver draft. Like this,
93 was the defensive line draft.
Like next year, these guys like the quarterback draft. There's so many, QBs coming out. So I remember like Keyshawn, Amani Toomer, Bobby Ingram, Alex Van Dyke, all these guys.
Wow.
All these guys went before me.
Who'd I have? Eric Curry,
Alabama,
Eric Curry, John Copeland, Carl Simpson, Coleman Rudolph from Georgia Tech, wound up being my backup. Lazy.
Wow.
Who else did I have? Todd Kelly, University of Tennessee.
Wow.
Dan Footman, Florida State. Carl Simpson also went to Florida State. Man, all these guys, and I'll never forget, man, I'm sitting there with Todd Kelly, who was my boy. Good dude, good to me. At University of Tennessee, got drafted first round to, the heck did Todd go? To 49ers. So I'm sitting there, myself, Todd, and the scout for the 49ers, Tommy Hart was this guy's name. Black guy, Tommy. We sitting there, and Tommy basically says, literally to my face, well, Mikey, I don't think you can close on a quarterback. You have the ability to close on a quarterback at this level like Todd does. Wow. And I just remember going, do you just tell me that I can't? Right in front of my boy? Like, I do. What was that all about, man? And in my face, and like, literally took me back. Because I was quiet, man. I didn't know I was from a small school. I'm just trying not to stir the pot.
No feathers.
I don't ruffle any feathers. I just want to go in and figure out what I need to do. Now, once I figure it out, you in trouble. But I need to figure it out.
Let me figure it out.
I didn't know how to figure out any of this stuff. And that cat said that, man, I've never ever forgot that. I've never forgot the good stuff people told me. I've never forgot the bad stuff.
Oh, for sure.
I got a story like that. We played the Minnesota Vikings. Jerry had gotten hurt that year. And so it was basically just me and JJ. So we went through the playoffs. So it was really just me and JJ show. And so we played the Minnesota Vikings. They had Dwayne Washington or somebody, number 20.
Corey Fuller and Dwayne Washington.
So we wild card game. We played Minnesota the first round. We beat them. I had like a couple touchdowns, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns that game. I know I had one on Dwayne Washington. I put some DB just right across the pylon. So after the game, we won. We in the locker room, and one of the reporters came to my locker, and just talk about the game and what have you. And he said, "Man," he goes, "What do you think about?" He's like, "I just came over from the Vikings locker room, and he says, man, Chris Carter said, that, his DBs made 2 mediocre receivers look like Pro Bowlers today." Speaking of me and JJ,
Speaking of Chris.
mediocre. Dude, I'll never forget it.
There it is.
So I never forgot it. We go to the Pro Bowl, right? I ended up making the Pro Bowl that year, NFC. He ended up going to the Pro Bowl that year. So we in Hawaii, Ihilani.
You gotta be
We're in the Ihilani. We in there, we sitting around, getting our stuff, books or whatever, the coaches, NFC coach, whatever. So he tried to say something to me, and I said, "Bro, you got me messed up, bro." I said, "I'm mediocre, remember?" I said, you wasting your breath talking to me. Don't even come to me, bro. I've never liked him ever since then, bro. I've never liked him.
Well, yeah, I mean, the insult.
Yeah.
And then, like, for me, like I said, I didn't really know who he was at that point in time, but I knew he's like one of the better receivers across the league. Yeah. You got your Michael Irvins and Jake Reed and Chris Carter and all them. Jerry was like, so I'm like, man, why would he say that about me? You know what I mean? Mediocre?
But I don't get that, man. I've never been one like to cut down
somebody,
other players,
bro,
especially like a young cat. You're a young cat coming up. Like, I've never cut down people, and I've never looked at somebody who's had a situation or have some kind of something going on in their life, if it's in football or business or whatever it's been, and been hating on them.
No,
just right. Because I'm like, okay, if you got something I want, let me figure out how to work hard enough to get it. And if I were you and I were offered the same opportunities you were offered, hell, I'd take them too.
Absolutely.
That's the way I look at it. So let me figure out a way to get what I want by working hard for it. I've never understood somebody look at a young dude and try to cut his feet off from under him, because you know what? Man, let that young dude give him confidence.
Come back. Yeah.
Don't be so afraid that he gonna take something from you. There's enough for everybody.
There's enough for everybody.
Dude, like I said, I never forget that, bro. Like that made me feel kind of good but bad in a way. I'm like, dude, wow.
But it helped you, like I said, you use it for fuel.
Mediocre, but I'll never forget that. Yeah. Mediocre.
Yeah.
But yeah, we whooped y'all's ass though.
Yeah, exactly.
So we whooped y'all's
that was
ass.
97.
But they didn't point at the scoreboard though.
Oh, that was rough. But like that was one of those games, bro. Like literally, it was like literally every series we knew we had to score like on every possession. Bro, we were down 25. That was the first time I went into the locker, and that was the first time I had really said anything in the locker room at the half.
What, to the team?
Yep. And so that was that year, you know, we had a pretty decent team. And so, you know, everybody started saying like, are we pretenders or contenders? Mm-hmm. So that was kind of like the thing. So when we got in the locker room, I was like, yo, bro, like we're gonna have to play now. I was like, shit, right now, we just pretending. You know, we're pretending right now. I said, we're gonna have to, heck yeah. Some guys said, you know, I kind of sparked them and what have you.
Oh,
yeah.
You
know what I mean?
Somebody out there started talking too much.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I can't. But that was the year I was hurt. Like I barely even practiced like the last half of the season because I had my growing issues. So I didn't practice none during the course of the week. I just rehab, and then I would take a tour or whatever, play on Sunday. And that's when that the first play out the gate. When I ran that hook route, the little curl route.
They bounced off you?
Doot.
And Pierce bounced off the...
That was Pierce, number 58.
So you jump on his back like he was a little kid. Did
boop, boop.
Shimmy, like he shimmied him off of him.
Yeah.
Hey, dog, you still got a couple rings, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
but that year you should have had one.
No, that year, I don't know if that wasn't the year.
That wasn't the year.
Nah, I don't know if that was done it that year. Well, we had a good team.
Y'all had a night, yeah, but it was so much controversy behind the whole. They threw the ball.
That was garbage. He tackled my man. You can't tackle somebody.
But that's not the most egregious call ever, though.
That's the worst call for us. It was.
For y'all, yeah.
For us, it was. That's all that matters.
Now, it can't be any more egregious than what just happened last year against the Saints.
No. That was one of the worst non-calls ever. But now, the reason that makes it worse now is because they got a whole sister review stuff. Right. And they can't even get it right when they review like this year. It's like
weekend.
What Rudolph with the push
the Kyle Rudolph is the same.
That wasn't that bad last week.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But they were both kind of going, jockeying with each other.
But he gained an advantage when he pushed.
Hey, man.
That's the question.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves because you're wide receivers.
I'm trying to be fair,
what you do.
I do, but it's
and I'm the defensive guy trying to look out for the offensive guy. What's going on
there?
Right,
but that's when you implement the integrity of the game. That's where I'm coming from.
This guy.
I'm telling you this, Mr. Integrity of the game, that they both were jockeying. Right. But Minnesota did just what I thought they were going to do, though. Like they did last year. Win a big game.
And then
the second one, they had the letdown.
It wasn't even close.
Well, smacking is the Ravens.
Oh yeah, earlier.
Yeah,
the Ravens.
I didn't see that coming. I took Baltimore.
No, I didn't see that coming.
There's no way Tennessee's go, because people who beat the Patriots the next week, they have a letdown all the time. So they beat the Patriots. There's no way they go into Baltimore and win too.
But Tennessee,
I said they were going to win because I knew about the running game. I just saw because my thing is you're relying heavily on Lamar Jackson with his feet and his arm. And then you got a question mark with Mark Ingram. He had the calf. Yeah. So he wasn't at full strength. So now you asking a lot for one guy to do.
A young guy, too.
And then Mike Vrabel, he's not a bad coach.
He's showing me the great coach right now.
Again,
he put it together.
Right, exactly. He's making a name for himself as a coach, as a head coach. Best you go into where he played, Gillette Stadium, Bill Belichick, and
not
Brady.
Only that, but then to use all the rules to run off like a minute or so on that clock. He's using the rules of the guy who
and then start the clock again.
And you saw Belichick going crazy.
And couldn't do nothing about it.
You can't do nothing about it because you do that to people. You know what I mean?
They tried to do it again tonight, but the Ravens called a timeout.
Oh,
they tried to do it,
Because
they tried
New England couldn't do that last week because they didn't have a timeout to do it.
Yeah, so they tried to do it tonight, but then
But hey, make them waste the timeout.
Exactly.
But Tennessee is tough, man. I mean, they I gotta say, have taken on the personality of the coach.
Absolutely.
And here you got Tannehill, who's the guy who everybody wrote off.
Yeah.
And not that they're counting on him to throw for 300 yards a game, But he's doing everything he needs to do to help them win. And Henry, you saw last week, Patriots didn't want to touch that dude.
No.
I was at home going, hell, I don't want to touch.
But that's the thing, when you have a more than average quarterback, which Tannehill is, you utilize your weapons.
Yeah.
They're using everybody.
They utilize and the run game. That's the thing. I already said if they got ahead on the Ravens and they start running the ball, that was going to eat up a lot of clock, and that just basically keeps them off the field. Same formula that everybody else was trying to do when they played the Patriots. Get ahead, win, and keep Tom off the field.
Yeah.
Except for the Falcons. That shit worked. That didn't work for them.
I tell you right now, man.
Put too much time on the clock.
Patriots should have brought you back this year.
Bro.
If you could go back to play today, would you go back?
Under the right.
My last question.
Under the right circumstances. I would say under the right circumstances, and a coach that knows, like a veteran, what they need. That's not because I started to learn, and even the coaches started to learn too. With me, I was better if I had a day off of rest. They saw like my practice was awesome, even my games. So they even saw like they kind of started to monitor. Like if I had like a couple of days practice, they could tell like I got fatigued. But when I got like a day rest, I'm whipping around practice. I didn't really notice it.
So you think you could play now?
Oh yeah, of course. Like I said, I'm not no 60, 75 plays.
How many
but
plays
if you think situational football, third down, red zone for sure, that's 25, that's 20 yards. I can run a route any day in that. Any day in that.
Like we started the conversation. Sit your butt down
because
somewhere,
just because
man.
you can't do it doesn't mean I can't do it.
I can't dunk. We next.
First of all, no.
We next.
First of all,
baby.
I ain't tripping. But he already know. He's seen me running routes. I go out there and run routes with his kids in the summertime, everything, and going against DBs that's trying to get ready for the season, doing them. He know. He got 2 or 3 routes in him. I give him that.
Dude,
he over there
25, 30 plays a game in him?
He would have to start at about 10. You would have to start at 10 plays,
that's
right? And then work up.
You'd be like Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, I mean.
Good example.
But it's the thing, but I said, it has to be the right situation. The coach will understand where I will be valuable. Like I said, third down. Like I said, I'm not going to be your 75, 85-yard drive, but you bring me on situational football. Certain key down, third downs, and the red zone. Red zone, I'm your man. I'm gonna be one of the 2 options.
Come sit with us.
Come on, old man. We got a seat for you at the old man table. Come on to the old man table.
Shine it up for you, young fella.
Get me a seat over there on Good Morning America. Give me a seat over there. You know what I mean? Tell Robin and Kathy and all that. Yeah.
Trio's coming. Bring his hats with him.
All right,
we coming. New York.
I said when I went, we got booted off from Dancing with the Stars. We came on the show. Yeah, New York City, but early in the morning, dog.
Yeah. They make y'all get right on the plane and fly out.
Right after you lose, boy, an hour or 2 on that plane.
Come see me. Gotta talk to you.
I said, man, I got to go see Mike, man. I want to see him.
That's my every weekend. So,
but it was cool, though.
It was good. Well, you know what? Thank you guys for having me, man.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate you,
my man,
bro.
Michael Strahan,
Getcha
GP.
Popcorn Ready!
Right.
Michael Strahan, that's our dude. So we just finished up with Stray. Had a great time. You know what's crazy? He was talking about, he knew every lineman that was drafted before him. You know what I'm saying? Same
here. I may not know everybody.
Right.
But I would say at least 70, 75% of the guys that went before me.
Just shows that chip on his shoulder. You know, he took that all the way through the process of now being successful, you know, in this business as well. So.
And a message for all you youngsters and moms and dads, aunts and uncles, granddads and grandmas out there watching, you know, always encourage and push your family members, push your guys to, you know, just keep pushing through. You know, it's really not where you are at this point in time in your life. It's just like you just keep pushing, forging through. You got the desire, dedication, discipline. You can make it. You know, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be at a Division I school now. The way the recruiting process is, the research, your kid is good, they will be found.
That's why Michael Strahan, he never gave up. That's why Michael Strahan, that's my dude.
And that's why he's my dude too. Get your popcorn ready with T.O. and Hatch. Subscribe on the Himalaya app or wherever you get your live audio and video podcasts.